It's my passport. Matt felt a nameless terror pinging beneath him. This passport is a forgery. No, tell me your true name. Tell me your true name. I just told you it's Paul Carter. Didn't you hear what I said? I was attacked last night. There was a man with guns. You have to ring Mr. Fairbairn. The girls at the reception desk were watching all of this, their eyes filled with fear. One of the policemen ripped something at them, and they hurried away, disappearing down a corridor. Another policeman went over to the main door and stood there, making sure nobody could see in. It was still early in the morning. None of the guests had got up yet. There was nobody to witness what happened next. The senior policeman, the one who called himself Captain Rogers, punched Matt. He barely had time to see the youth's fist swing in an arc towards him before it had made contact with his stomach, throwing him off his feet. If he'd eaten anything in the past 12 hours, he would have been sick as he left the breath explode out of him as he crashed backwards onto the floor. Darkness simmed in front of his eyes as he hovered at the edge of consciousness, and he had to fight with all his strength simply to breathe again. He felt the cold marble against his cheek. He needed it. It helped fight the dark away. You are lying to me, Rogers said, and Matt know what. In he was indemonstrable that then he could begin to imagine. The policeman know everything. He had been waiting for Matt at the hotel. Perhaps he had been there all night. You think perhaps that I am an idiot. You think that the police officers of Peru are not worthy of your respect. No, Matt tried to speak, but he still hadn't caught his breath, and he was in too much pain. He couldn't believe that he couldn't believe that I just happened. There was a bitter taste in his mouth. He forced himself to go, and I went. He began. He was British citizen. It didn't matter what he'd done. They couldn't treat him like this. Captain Rogers swung a foot almost lazily, and Matt yelled out as it come into contact with his ribs. A new wave of pain surged through his body. For a few seconds, the hotel went red, and he wondered if they were going to kill him. Here and now in this supermarket hotel. What do you want, Rogers taunted him immediately, his voice. You want to confess? I think that would be a good idea. My friend, I think you should tell me who you really are and why you have come here. I think you should tell me now. He lashed out again. Matt saw the boot coming and was able to ride with it. Rolling over and over across the marble floor. The policeman laughed. Rodriguez walked over to him, one slowly step at a time. You should not have come here, my friend, he crowed. I haven't done anything wrong. You have no papers. You have naturally. You have. entered this country illegally. Rodriguez reached down and grabbed Matt's hair. He tugged it so hard that Matt cried out. He could feel the tears beginning to squeeze from his eyes. Maybe you are a terrorist. Yes, you are young. It is true, but there are others who are younger. Are you prepared to tell me the truth? Matt nodded. What else could he do? He would tell this man everything. Where's Richard Cole? Rodriguez asked. So the charade was over. The policeman know who they were. He had known from the start. I don't I don't know. Matt seemed he was sure the hair was going to be torn from his scalp. There was blood trickling from his nose and down the corner of his mouth. He said he'd met me here. I don't know where he went. It was a lie, but it didn't matter. He he just had to say anything. He just had to say uh, it, going to be torn from his scalp. There was blood trickling from his nose and down the corner of his mouth. He said he'd met me here. I don't know where he went. It was a lie, but it didn't matter. He just had to say anything to stop the pain. He had the sound of a bell and the lift doors opened. A businessman had appeared on his way to an early meeting. He stepped out of the lift and saw the four policemen, the boy lying on the floor between them. Nobody said anything. The businessman blinked and disappeared back into the lift. Matt could imagine that he wouldn't even draw a breath until he was back in his room. But at least Captain Rogers had to let go of his hair. Matt lay where he was sprawled out on the floor like one of those drawings the police make after there's been a murder. He wondered if someone of his so wondered if some of his ribs had been broken. His entire body was in pain. Rodriguez dropped down next to him and cupped a hand under his cheek for a moment. He could have been a father consoling an injured son, but every word he spoke dripped with venom and hate. You are a very foolish child, he muttered. You have come in uninvited to my country. Nobody can help you because you see you are Paul Carter. That was the name of the boy. Paul Carter, you do not exist. Nobody knows that you are here, and nobody will know when you disappear for that. It's what will happen to you, my friend. We have places here that nobody knows about. Prisons far away where you can go in and never come out. It would be easy to kill you. I could kill you now and go to have my breakfast and not think twice, but that is what is going to happen to you, Matthew Freeman. You are going to be buried alive in a concrete cell far beneath the ground, and you are going to be left to rot, and nobody is going to hear from you again. He raised Matt's head a little further so that his lips was almost touching his ear, and then the final words come a whisper of cheer. Hated Diego Salamander sends you his regards. He let the head fall, and Matt felt another spasm of pain as his skull came into contact with the marble floor. Rodriguez must have given a signal. The other three policemen closed in on him and scrapped up sculpt up between them. They dragged him out of hotel. Matt didn't even try to. Subscribe, hit the bell, share, like, thank you, click a main screen thumbnail, thank you, subscribe, hit the bell, share, subscribe, hit the bell, click on my thumbnail on my end screen, please. Watch my videos from start to finish, thank you.